Peace, family. This is your brother Willie Muhammad, and today I'm not doing a 1 minute relationship tip. This is going to be a little longer. I'm actually going to take some time to respond to some questions that people have sent me. So if you're watching this video, if you have any questions you would like me to give some insight on or try to answer, or may can help direct you to various sources, inbox me here on YouTube or on Instagram. You will find my information that's on, you'll see it on the actual video, and let me know so we can actually do it. You don't have to worry about your name being known or your identity. It will all be anonymous. And in addition to that, while you're here, I'm really trying to grow this page, so you can help me by grow this page by one, subscribing. So make sure you hit the subscription button and the notification button so you can see when I have uploaded a new video. And do me a favor and share some of the 1 minute video clips, and even give me some feedback of what you think I can do to help increase the popularity or awareness to this actual YouTube page, right? So let's get started. So you see the question here. The brother is talking about, he's giving me say that he watches the 1 minute relationship videos, and he's asking about how he has noticed he's been in relationships with women who he treats right, but the relationships never last. And he's asking for my insight on what do I think the reason may be. Well, what I'll tell to you, brother, is one, go and do what most people don't do when relationships end. Call the person up, and not in a way where you're trying to rekindle the relationship. Stay from the beginning of the call. Hey, I'm calling because I need your help, and I would like your insight on something that will help me get better. Hey, I know our relationship didn't last, even though I wanted it to. I'm not trying to rekindle it, but I would like you to give me a fair and honest assessment of what you think I can work on as a human being, as a person, that will help increase the likelihood of my next relationship lasting. Go and do that and see what they have to say. And it may be painful to hear what they say, because you have your own views and your own ideas about what happened and why this happened and why you did this or why you didn't do that. Just listen. And then after they finish, you don't have to go back and forth, as I said. Thank them for their insight. Then take that information that they have given you and go back and sit down with it and reflect over it and see how much of it is true. And then if it is true, begin to start working on those areas. I would also encourage you to go and get my book titled The Journey to Get the Love You Desire Begins With You. There's some activities in that book that will really help you, because oftentimes, brother and sisters, but we're talking to a brother with this particular one, our self-esteem impacts the type of mates that we end up selecting, right? And even though it's a painful reality, oftentimes we end up attracting people who treat us the way that we really feel about ourselves. Not about what we express about how we feel about ourselves, but how we really feel about ourselves. So sometimes, brothers, as it relates with women, women like a challenge. They don't want a man that they can just run over, right? They're naturally going to test you. And sometimes in our effort to want to treat them right, we violate principles of right behavior, if you can get my point. Like, you may treat them, I'm not saying in no way, shape, or form not to treat women right. Treat them right. But you still have to maintain your dignity. You still have to maintain your integrity. And you don't want to be a pushover. So I hope that little brief response to your question, I hope it helps in some way, shape, or form. Now we'll get to the next question. Someone asked a question about how they notice that they're always attracting men who are non-committal. They're not willing to make a commitment, or they're always in relationships. And I do some reading on metaphysics and the whole universe and the spirituality. And one of the things that I realize is that we really take for granted the energy that we put into the universe. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes, brothers and sisters, the reason why we keep attracting men in this situation, or even women who are not ready to make a commitment, is because in our own lives, there's some past relationships that we have not emotionally and spiritually and mentally, and for some people even physically separated from. So we are putting out in the universe that we are not ready to commit, even though we're saying that we're ready to be in a new relationship, because we still are emotionally committed to a past relationship. So, sister, look back at your relationships. Is there someone that you're dealing with right now, or you would wish to be dealing with, but they don't want to be in a relationship, so you can't force them to be in a relationship. So, but you're just sitting around waiting, hoping that he will come around. And you have that mindset. Could that be the reason why you are now attracting men who are in other relationships? Because you haven't gotten free, you haven't freed yourself or your energy level from that past relationship that you are still emotionally tied to, hoping that his eyes open up to see how valuable you are and he comes back. Be honest with yourself and see if that's the situation. And maybe when you begin to cleanse yourself from all of those areas, just then maybe you'll begin to start realizing that that was the reason why you were attracting all of these type of men who were not ready to commit, or they were in other relationships. So I hope that these responses gave you some insight. Once again, make sure you hit the subscription button. Make sure you share some of these videos, these 1-minute tips with other people on your social media, Instagram, whatever. Follow me on Instagram, all of the social media sites, and give me some feedback.